guys, it's Carib. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to my channel. I am going to talk about the worst office visit, doctor's visit I've ever had. All right, if you've been following me for a while, you know I went to Grenada in December of 2017. I'm a teacher, so I had 2 weeks for vacation. I went to visit my family, and then I took an extra week because I wanted to celebrate part of Abney's birthday back home. I mean, all of my family, they're back home. So I did that, and that was fine. And then I tried making my way back to Texas. So the route is Grenada, Miami, and then Dallas, Texas. When I got to Miami, that's where all of the issues started. So this has nothing to do with my status, but it was just the logistics of the airport, getting cleared. You know, it was just a really slow process. So consequently, I missed my flight. So I've done this route so many times. Mind you, I went to Grenada 6 months prior for summer. So this was all new, okay? When I got to Miami, I couldn't find a hotel, at least not one that I really wanted to pay the price that they were asking for a night. And I couldn't stay on the airport because Abney was moving. I don't want to fall asleep, and then my child takes off and she disappears. Okay, so I ended up paying for a room regardless. And I got to Texas like 2 days later or a day later than I intended to. So I missed a day of work as well. That was it. When I got to Texas, 2 days later, my cat went missing. So I hope you see what was going on. Like, it was just issues and stress being compounded one on top of the other. So my cat went missing. It's 4 months and he has not returned. So I'm just, you know, I'm letting that go. Okay, I tried to get him. I did all what I could have done, and he is not back. Anyway, I remember distinctly being at work somewhere towards the end of January, and I just started feeling really bad, like really, really sick. My forehead felt really warm, and it's not like a fever. It literally felt like there was a flashlight being held over my forehead. That's the kind of warmth I was feeling. I was feeling hot and cold. I felt nauseated, and this continued for a while. So the next day, the same feeling started, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. I need to go figure out what's going on. So I looked in the area. I found a clinic. I went to that clinic on my conference period. Okay, I didn't take a day off or anything. I went there, and literally this is what happened. I walked inside. The lady at the receptionist, you know, took my information. I was called back. They took my vitals, and the girl was like, "Oh my God, your blood pressure is way high." I asked her what it was. Well, she gave me a number, and I said, okay. And I was concerned, but at the same time, I was like, okay, well, I know I have all these things going on. Mind you, I walked into the office very, very stressed out. Like, I was really concerned with what was going on with me. I went into the room, okay? No, I had Abney with me because that day, I think it's either Abney wasn't well either, like she had the cold and I was called by daycare to take her anyway, or I can't remember exactly the details, but I had Abney with me as well. So I went in here, and Abney was just really fussy. She didn't want to sit down. She didn't want to wait. So I had her on me, and it was just like a nightmare. I had to ask for water. I was, you know, hot. I was feeling really bad. And the doctor came in. He was like, do you have a car seat for the baby? I was like, well, she's not going to stay in the car seat. And I know Abney, like, she's not going to stay in the car seat. She wants to get up and do stuff. But I told him I'll hold her. And he said, well, why did you bring the baby? You know she's going to be in the way. And that, to me, I was like, okay, the first thing you walked in and the first thing you decided to address the baby. You didn't even ask me how I was doing, what's the reason for my visit. Anyway, Abney finally calmed down. The doctor finally asked me, he was like, so what are your symptoms? I said, well, I gave him my little story about, you know, the hot forehead feeling. I gave him, you know, I explained how I was feeling hot and cold, etc., etc. And then he looked at my chart. The girl took my vitals. He looked at the chart, and then he said he'll be back. I was like, okay. He didn't look through my ears or anything like that. He said he'll be back. So I waited in there for 5 minutes. The girl came in. She was really nice. She asked me if I wanted more water. I said yes. She said, she asked me if I was okay. I said, I hope so. I'm here. You know, so we made like little, you know, like really small conversations, small talk. Then the doctor called her. He gave her some paper, and then she came back and she said, here, take this to the pharmacy. I was like, to the pharmacy? I said, what is this? She was like, well, the doctor gave this prescription and I have to go to the pharmacy and have this filled. I was like, what is it for? And I'm not kidding. Like, he did not even examine me, you know? He did not examine me, but he wrote a prescription. So, I mean, guys, I'm not, like, I don't claim to be the smartest person on the planet, but I'm not dumb either. When I'm reading these things, I'm like, this is not, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I am still a breastfeeding mom, and I told her I need to talk to the doctor. So I sat there for another 15 minutes, and then he came in with her. I heard you had some questions. I said, yes, doc. I have this prescription, but I'm not sure what this is being prescribed for. He was really offended. He got really mad. He was like, this is the problem. You have an issue, and you don't want to address the issue, and here you are questioning me. So I was like, excuse me? I was really, really shocked at that reaction. And I turned to the girl, like he was right there, and I turned to the girl. I was like, I am so sorry. I feel like I'm in a place where y'all do not care, or the doctor doesn't care for his patients. I am asking questions because I'm still a breastfeeding mom. I don't know what's prescribed. I am yet to get examined. Like, I don't even know what's going on with me or what's causing this. I don't know if it's hot flashes. I don't know if it's an impending period because I haven't had one for a while. I don't know if it's just stress. I don't know what's going on. And she just literally like stood there really quiet. I guess, you know, like she's in a position where she couldn't say anything because of that person, because of the kind of person the doctor was. I said to her, I'm sorry for coming out at you like that, but I'm really shocked at the service I'm getting here. Yet to physically examine me. You have yet to explain to me what these medications are for, and you're yet to address the fact that, okay, I'm still breastfeeding. How is this going to impact my breastfeeding? He went on to tell me I need to cut out breastfeeding immediately. This is not something he's going to argue with me about. It's my child. I need to go cold turkey, like stop breastfeeding her immediately. I need to get on the meds, and I need to be taking this for the rest of my life. Guys, I was crushed. I felt really bad, not because of the what, but because of the how. I literally just gathered up my things and I said, thank you for your time. I'll pay my bill and I'll leave. I made an appointment to see my regular doctor the next day. Okay, so this is like, remember, I was at work and I just looked around at a clinic. My doctor was in another city. So I actually took time off to go sit with my doctor. He examined me. He told me, you know, he considered what I said, the history, told me I had a sinus infection. And you guys know in my previous videos that I said I had a sinus infection. Well, that is what I was told. At that visit, I was able to sit there for a while before any kind of blood pressure readings were taken. Okay, so they took my blood pressure readings. It was considerably lower, like, I mean, significantly lower, to the point like the doctor was like, well, I don't know what happened yesterday, but I really honestly think it was just the stress and the concern, and then having to deal with amity. If you've ever taken a baby to an office visit, you know what it's like. You're trying to keep up with the baby. You're getting up every 5 seconds because they're all over the place. You're just trying to contain your child, okay? So he put me on the first round of antibiotics, and I felt fine for like a day. Okay, no kidding. I got a Z-Pack. I felt fine for a day. Then he put me on another round. Okay, at that time, that was a red flag. I said, okay, I'm not really resistant to antibiotics. I don't take a lot of antibiotics. The fact that the first didn't work tells me that this isn't a sinus infection. But who am I to say? I took the second dose anyway. Okay. So I took the second round. I felt fine for like a week, and then boom, all of the symptoms came back. I was having this feeling of a flashlight being held over my forehead. I was having, I don't want to say dizzy spells, but it felt as though there was tension. So I guess I had tension headache. The symptoms just went on to, it progressed, you know, like 1 week it will be something and the next week something else, something new would happen, like tingling and whatever, my limbs. I mean, guys, it was truly like hell. And that is why I kept saying I have so much going on. This thing has been such a distraction that I felt dysfunctional. I felt really stressed out. I was becoming a hypochondriac.